All right, Bianca, thank you.
Okay, everyone, it is 4:18 this afternoon. Demenis Brown is back with us.
Yeah.
And we're not blown away today.
Thank goodness, but you will be over the next couple of days.
Really? Okay.
You're going to pick back up again, and so that's not great news either. You know?
I'll tell you what, though, this sunset behind us is beautiful out there.
Gorgeous.
You know, after this show, it just gets pitch dark.
I know.
Quick
So
around
you have to enjoy it while we can. Let's enjoy the view over Boston. You'll see as we look at our first alert weather headlines. We have mainly dry conditions, and that's going to be the story for the next couple of days, too. Warming up, brush fire threat remains because we have breezy winds in the forecast and little to no rain until late next week. We're really keeping our fingers crossed about that. As for the temperatures this morning, most of us were in the 20s and 30s, but we had a couple teens out there toward Fitchburg, Concord there, 17 degrees. The numbers now have moderated a lot, and so we're mainly in the 40s with 41 in Boston and Beverly, Marshfield, 40 degrees in Plymouth, 43 right now in Taunton, also for Norwood, and 41 in Worcester. As we go through the next several hours, we'll see those temperatures dropping with a few clouds around, 35 at 9 o'clock. These temperatures holding steady into the low to middle 30s. And as we go through, how about noon tomorrow, 51 degrees with more sunshine in the forecast. That warming trend will continue too. 52 is the average high. So as we push ahead into Sunday, Monday, some low 60s, that's short-lived. We'll be back into the 50s as we go into next Tuesday. So when we talk about the drought, I want to do a comparison. Now, last week we were talking about severe drought conditions that were starting to really move across our state westbound. We got that updated drought monitor today. I want you to see how it has grown, that severe category, really throughout much of the Commonwealth, now stretching into Connecticut, into parts of upstate New York. So, as I said earlier, things are going in the wrong direction. We need some rain, and unfortunately, with the gusty winds and the dry ground fuels, all those dead leaves and twigs around, we have that red flag warning. That's for tomorrow, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning until 6 p.m. That means we really need to practice fire safety. Winds will be gusty at times tomorrow, up to about 25 miles an hour here and there as we go through the afternoon. Then the winds will pick back up into Saturday. I think Saturday will actually be a windy day, and we'll likely have red flag warnings for Saturday as well. So again, just to remind you, avoid open flames, no outdoor burning, no bonfires. Watch where you put those vehicles, especially on dry grass, and properly discard your cigarette butts. Here's a look at the Futurecast model here for the next several days. We're really working hard to find some rain, and we were really hoping for this area of low pressure to our east to do us some good. Unfortunately, that area of low pressure, it won't bring us the moisture that we need. We might see a few clouds at times as we go through tomorrow, especially early in the day, but most of the wet weather will likely be confined to the crown of Maine toward the Canadian Maritimes. Otherwise, we're going to have dry conditions as high pressure builds over us as we go from Saturday, Sunday into Monday. We'll have some cooler weather moving in, though, early next week, and then we look ahead into later in the week. Might actually see some wet weather coming in with another frontal system late in the week from the southwest of us. That's likely going to give us our best chance of seeing wet weather. So I'm showing you this, and I really wish we could show more wet weather here, but it's really not until late next week. We'll take until next Thursday, maybe Friday, to see some measurable rain here, but we need much more than just a couple sprinkles around. This is Tropical Storm Sarah, by the way, in the Caribbean. It has sustained winds at 40 miles an hour. This storm here will kind of hover around Central America for the next couple of days, passing over Belize mainly as a tropical storm. And so right now it looks as if the storm will not make an impact for the U.S., but some of the models still curve the system to the north over the Gulf of Mexico. No impacts for us here in New England. The next 10 days here, your 10-day forecast alerting you to that windy weather into Saturday, temperatures at 59. Low 60s for highs. Sunday, Monday, a lot of dry weather, and we're still hanging on to a chance of rain. Next Thursday and Friday, temperatures will be in the low 50s by next Saturday.